because I think it's very worrying that it feels like our education system is being like decimated on purpose and systemically. What are the literacy levels you see among kids in schools in Nairobi and outside? And is it a worrying trend, or is it something that could be worked on?
It's really worrying, and it's something that can be worked on.
Yeah, it's both.
Like
okay.
for us at Starter Library, when we are doing we do library primary schools, because majority do not have, like, out of the 34,000 schools in Kenya, less than 2% or 3% have libraries. So when we are going to these schools, it's worrying that learners in grade 6 can't even write their own names. They can't read a full sentence.
Grade 6 is someone is almost 12 years old.
Yes, it's happening, and it's real even here in Nairobi. So you can imagine now, in deep in the villages where some of us come from, where we only know textbooks. We read to pass exams. So it's critical.
How do we remedy that? How do we remedy that?
So that's what access is the only solution. And that's why we are coming in. We do libraries in the schools, and then not just giving the libraries. Once the books are there, you also need to teach them how to use the libraries for them to be able to gain from it. So we have programs in the schools that because learners need to know that we need to make them enjoy the learning and remove the mentality of I'm reading for exams.
Yes.
Because once, if you've realized, you can tell someone who reads, you can differentiate from someone who reads and someone who doesn't read, and it's the same. So that difference comes in most of the private schools, because those parents have the capacity to buy books. And now the other ones in public primary, most of the parents do not have that.
That's very true.
So you can clearly see the difference. I go to the schools, you go to a school and you feel like crying. It's very, very emotional, and it's really a bad situation that needs a lot of attention.
Yeah. I like that you've actually highlighted that. And Sita, I'd like to just know, the course books are, one, expensive, too expensive, and education is expensive, and it's hard even for kids. As Mariam we were talking with Mariam earlier on, and she was like, it's very important for kids to have these fictional books that boost your imagination and your creativity, something that can actually remove you from that space and take you to the next level. What do you think should be done? Should we have should we have funding specifically for books, because that's one of the biggest problems that we're having right now?
And
no,
absolutely.
I think first of all, we should, as a nation, we should just stop. We should stop pretending that we're not what we are, right? If Damaris has said that they're in grade 6, children are not able to write their names or read a complete sentence in any language, right? So first of all, acknowledge that, because if you don't acknowledge, there's no solution.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have because on the other end of it, we have some of the most brilliant people who have read, and we have access these days to information from all over, right? The internet. And so let us stop and think, what can we do? Yeah. What Starter Library is doing is actually a piloting. It can be seen as a piloting, because we can't do everything. She said 2 to 3% of the 34,000 primary schools, I assume, public primary schools have got libraries, right? So that is a ridiculous number.
It is.
And some of us will say, technology today, we've got technology. No, we still need physical books, right? And a lot of those schools cannot access, they don't have electricity, so how are they going to have, the internet and Google and all the rest of it? So let's stop. Let us use what Starter Library is doing and other programs, because we're not the only ones. What successes have they achieved, and then expand them, scale them up, so that all these schools have the kind of resources that they need.